All right, Ricky Flex. This is always one of my favorite episodes that we do. We look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, one that's known for its connectivity between projects and with a larger scale. We have an Ant-Man movie here with a big bad. We thought this was a good opportunity to do our classic 10 bold predictions going into this film. We're going to go one for one like we always do. We're going to do 10 total. And Ricky Flex, you know where I'm going to start with. I'm going to throw it to you. Let's go with the box office predictions, Ricky Flex. What do you have for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania prediction number one?
This is the one. The one that gets flack on social media, the one I get roasted for. But I've been on a hot streak. Been on a hot streak. All right. If I just go through my thought process real quick. Wakanda Forever. Worldwide, 855 million. Domestic, 454 million. Right? Fall 2022. Post-pandemic. Pre-Avatar. Budget of 250 million. This cannot be compared to that. Cannot. This has to be less than that. Okay? So that's not bold. We move on to the next what I'm thinking.
Sensible.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. All right. That was post-Infinity War. The movie after Infinity War in the summer. Right? Pre-COVID. Worldwide. 622 million. This has to be more than that, I think. Okay? Kang. Dynasty, more people bought into the MCU. All right. So then, hey, what am I going to next? Thor: Love and Thunder, 761 million worldwide. Last summer, post-COVID, like full reopening. How on earth did that make $760 million? I don't know. I think this has to be better than that. I think, yes, this has Paul Rudd versus Chris Hemsworth, and that had the Guardians. This has Jonathan Majors, Bill Murray, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, whatever. I think it's got to be similar to that. I think the big one is Doctor Strange. How on earth did that make $950 million? To this day, I don't know. This has to be less than Doctor Strange.
Okay.
This has to be less than Doctor Strange, Wakanda Forever. So the bold prediction, I think, is that this is going to be more than Thor: Love and Thunder, but less than like Wakanda Forever and Doctor Strange.
Okay. Do you have, so that's the prediction, not a total. You're not going numerics on us. You're just saying it's
I'll
going to
go
make
over 760 million.
okay over 760. All right. That's what I was looking for, where it becomes a monetary number, like just something that like we can measure here. I agree that it's going to make more than Thor: Love and Thunder. What I do question is how the critic response is going to impact movie theater going, because the projections have it at 280 million in its opening weekend. That is massive. That is like a lower tier Avenger movie, right? Am I reading the right? Did you see that too? That
No,
280?
you're right, but I think there's a hiccup here, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So, like, in my opinion, I think this is where we've seen actually critic scores deter box office numbers. This is the impact Rotten Tomatoes has had on not only the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but just highly anticipated blockbuster movies. And I think Eternals, do you have the numbers for Eternals? Did you mention that?
Um,
Because
I
I think
think
that's
just
important.
domestic that was 400 million.
Okay. So that's probably made around 600, 700 as well, you
Oh
know?
my God, no, it was 400 million worldwide.
So that makes it interesting because that is an example of like a massive cast that has a lot of name recognition. But I think in a Chloe Zhao directed movie, like I don't know if audiences really care about that, to be honest, like we do. They don't care that she won Best Picture for a movie that they had never seen with Nomadland, or she won Best Director. Here comes Quantumania. This is the step up for Paul Rudd. This is like the time to shine. And I think people have also, as much as we want to say, they look at Rotten Tomato scores, they also want to say, are they right? Are the critics right? People want to have their own like opinions that are formed in 2023. I do like this. I think it's going to be hovering between the $708 million range, especially with a Kang that is going to be the next big bad in the universe. It takes away,
Yes.
it propels it from just being an Ant-Man movie that's going to make like 500 million.
Right. This is still Ant-Man, Ant-Man. Something, a property, a character, a hero that we are all accustomed to. We've been through it with them. Eternals, Shang-Chi, those are movies where they came out still during some lockdowns worldwide, right? And they were origin stories. We weren't like as with them invested with those heroes, those characters yet. We're invested into this one. And this one, Marvel's done a great job promoting it. It's on every single commercial, this trailer.
Mhm.
And they're also doing a great job promoting the implications for the MCU starts with this movie in the future. Really big implications, obviously. So I think people, Marvel fans, they will go see this. I think the problem is you mentioned the huge opening weekend. It's because of spoilers. People don't want to get spoiled. I think more and more people are realizing that.
Top
That's
heavy.
why, right? So I think this is more top heavy and won't have the lasting power as like a Wakanda Forever did. Wakanda Forever, the opening weekend was. I know you're gonna say Avatar, but hear me out.
Mm.
The opening weekend didn't do well. Less than $200 million in the opening weekend for Wakanda Forever. But again, that made over 800 million. I don't think this does this. I think this is first come, first serve. You're not seeing this twice. One and done. 760 million.
And that's why I think the opening weekend weighs so heavily. You make an amazing point. It's that it's a spoiler aspect where you don't want to have everything like told to you through a Twitter reply as opposed to seeing it yourself on screen. But Wakanda Forever, I will push back a little bit. It slowed down at the box office. Like it wasn't this propelling force that happened right over the course of a month, you know. And the first Black Panther made $200 million in its opening weekend. Second weekend, I believe, it hit $100 million. It was an absolute juggernaut. Okay. So Wakanda Forever, and you don't have like Chadwick Boseman in the movie, right? It doesn't have the star power. So that's obviously could be explained why it doesn't have the staying power, or at least didn't have the big box office opening day weekend. I don't know. I just do think like the 750 is like where Ant-Man's going to live, especially in like the like there's questions mark like is this gonna be the last time we see Paul Rudd in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Is there gonna be certain characters this is the last time you have potential to see? I think that also helps propel people to movie theaters. Do you think?
I think so.
If it's
I think
Paul
that
Rudd's last time, I don't think anyone else like you don't care about anyone else but Paul Rudd and gang, and that's why I think like it's honestly a mistake that you named it Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I think
yeah,
it should have been Ant-Man Quantumania. How many people are walking away from this saying like, I wanted to see more Evangeline Lilly in this movie. I needed to see more Wasp. People didn't care about Wasp in the second movie. But it was just like had such a focus on her family, you had to include it. It's like people don't care about that character. And like she is the last one people cared about when you did the Avenger Endgame's female close-up scene with the whole squad, you know, girl power.
that's just
She
Disney.
was the
That's just
one.
what Marvel's doing.
I know, but it's like no one cared about her. Like if
I
she didn't
agree.
show up in that, who cares?
Yeah, I agree. And I think they're making it's the incorrect decision, but I don't know. I think at the end of the day, they're looking at that trailer. It's like, that's Paul Rudd. He might die in this movie. I have to go see this.
And I think this leads into my next prediction. I don't think Paul Rudd's going to die in this movie. It'd
I
be
agree.
way too obvious. That's not the official prediction. I'm just saying he's not going to. I don't think Evangeline Lilly's going to die because like you can't really kill this character. You had that powerful moment that she was a part of in Endgame. But I do think Hank Pym dies. I'm going to put that on the table here. Hank Pym kind of had his moment in Ant-Man and the Wasp when he rescues his wife, right? Janet Van Dyne, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. And he's gotten like, I think he is someone I don't see overextending his stay in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A I like he played a big role technically, not seen on screen except for a short while of time, decades previous to the events of like Iron Man, right? With his relationship with Howard Stark and his influence with like Pym Lab and Pym Industries and like the technology that's involved with the Ant-Man being a hero of the past. I think he deserves a send-off. You do think with the higher stakes of an Ant-Man movie that are like after like the small scale that has been the first two movies, someone has to die. I think he is the most obvious person to bite the dust. It can't be his wife. It can't be Michelle Pfeiffer because they just saved her, right? Paul Rudd, you like they're not going to like if you kill any Marvel main hero, it's just it doesn't hold any weight. doesn't hold any water because they can be brought back in Secret Wars. And we've seen so many times where heroes don't stay dead in this universe. You know, it just seems like he's not biting the dust. He's missed those 8 years with his daughter, with Catherine Newton's Cassie Lang. So I think he's making it through. They're trying to do a little diversion here that really they're not very good at. I think Hank Pym is the guy.
Okay, so Hank Pym dies. So let's just add another one. Scott doesn't die. Scott Lang.
Okay, so Hank Pym dies and Scott Lang does it. I like it. Yeah. So you're in agreement. You think that if anyone's going to bite the dust, it's going to be him, or do you have another name in mind?
If anyone does, I think it's him on the hero side. I think there's a potential for Darren Cross, Modoc, to die here.
Would you? So I have a prediction about Modoc as well.
Or less than 15 minutes screen time. Like if we do one
of
those.
Oh, is that what we're going for here? I think let's save our Modoc thoughts because I definitely have actually like one or two predictions going on him. I'm gonna throw it back to you though. What's the third one you got?
Okay, well, I'll let's just do 3. Scott Lang doesn't die, and I'll just like go on my thoughts on it. I have the similar thoughts to you, but it's also just too obvious, right? End of the trilogy, the tone from the trailer. You just have to lose. Like I think we just both have to lose. That quote from the trailer. Like it's leaning towards that. It's just way too obvious. I think like him getting beat up, right? I think what they're going to do is he can't like the trilogy, then it's over. I've said that before in this pod. He talks about losing time and wants to get back time. I think he goes back in time or somehow rekindles those 5 years or whatever it was with Cassie. And we get no more Ant-Man movies.
Whoa.
But it also comes back to Secret Wars. So he reappears in Secret Wars.
So this would be controversial and would help explain this Rotten Tomato score if they did that. What the hell? You think he's pulling a Steve Rogers?
I think, yeah, because if you think about it, I agree with you. MCU doesn't kill off people. It's too obvious. But the trilogy has to end. You can't do another Ant-Man movie. And I have other predictions that support this as well going down. But what do you do if you aren't going to kill him? You have to have a send-off or something, and he has to still somehow be in Secret Wars. So utilize the quantum realm. Have Kang or himself send him back. Something. You have to do something. And he can't just not be a hero in the present day anymore, or else will I be asking questions, where's Scott Lang in this situation or that? So I think, hey, I think we don't have to say he goes back in time. We could just say Scott Lang doesn't die. But I think that's my prediction. Sidebar is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, because I'm not real because what I'm sound like I wrote this down just to make sure we have it right when you come out with the graphic saying these 10 bold predictions. Scott travels back in time to spend more time with Cassie to get back those 8 years that he missed out on. Because like this, what makes this so hard for me to comprehend or for me to like buy in is that Cassie has an integral part to the future of the Ant-Man universe. Not Ant-Man, excuse me, the Marvel universe. Like she is someone that I think will buy into another part of my predictions here, and it'll be my next one. She's going to be a part of the Young Avengers.
Okay, well.
You know? So it's just like, is it going to be the same person? This goes into time travel rules. This is like, okay, so is it going to be a different universe that he gets to spend that time with? So we'll have it as a sidebar in parentheses, and I'm going to put your name next to that because we're not.
I just said Scott Lang doesn't die, and then I just gave a side.
I added that to it. That's the third one. It's a sidebar. I got you.
And now it's just like oh, by the way, if he doesn't die, here's my prediction. Not in the 10 bold predictions, just what I think what's going to happen.
Okay.
But I agree with you. I think the Cassie Lang one, I had that as well.
Post credit.
Young Avengers, post credit. I think I locked that in.
Not only that, it's going to be it's going to be Cassie meeting a young hero to develop the Young Avengers. It's going to be her interacting with another hero. It might be a Florence Pugh, a crowd favorite, Yelena Belova that she meets with, or someone that's more recently been introduced, a Haley Steinfeld, or even better, both of them. And that's like another girl power moment. I'm going to say post credit, Cassie meeting up with the younger heroes to form the Young Avengers. That's number 4. What do you got for 5?
Okay, just to be clear, Young Avengers introduction post-credit scene. Can we just like say that?
Yeah, Cassie meeting other young heroes to form the Young Avengers. I think that's happening, and we do know from the trailers, Cassie has taken on this like she has a criminal record now, but she doesn't have it for the same way her father did. She has it from being someone that is protesting and believing in like for what she like for what she thinks and believes in, what she thinks is moral and just. I think it goes in well and says like it's good background for her character into her becoming a hero, right? I think she has that in her. She wasn't that criminal that was had almost her dad never had malintent, but like you know what I mean. He was serving time. He was in there with the big boys. He was going
He's a
for
criminal.
bank. He was going for bank heists. Like he's a
He was a
bad guy.
criminal.
Everyone has their own side of the story, but he was a criminal. Yes, you're right. Okay, you're up 5.
Okay, I agree. Young Avengers post credit scene. Boom. Um, do we do the Modoc thing now? I'm
Let's talk
dying here.
Modoc. Let's talk Modoc.
Dude, this thing can't be a major thing in this movie. It can't let this happen. It's a 2-hour movie. This thing's got to be around Kang. And they're introducing Bill Murray. They're introducing all these different characters. He cannot be in this for a long time. He already got his shine in the first Ant-Man. All right. He's got to either die or we do another one less than like 15 minutes. Like, he can't be in this long.
So he is a secondary villain. He just looks the part. Secondary guy. My prediction for Modoc, and we can go back and forth on this, what number 5 is officially going to be. But I think Modoc's going to make a crossover to the side of Ant-Man and family in the third act. And I think why? Well, this is a character that wasn't really well received, meaning Darren Cross, during the initial Ant-Man. One of the weaker Marvel villains. People talk about the villain issue in the MCU. At the center of that, Darren Cross. And I like Corey Stoll. I think he's a good actor. I think he was just a little bit over the top in the original Ant-Man, and he almost played like the prototypical bad guy when we wanted something a little bit deeper. I think he needs a little bit of redemption. Darren Cross does. Him. So I think Marvel likes to do these redemptions for characters that didn't get enough love the first time. I think he might be able to transition to the good side and then die. I do think he's going to go back, and he is traveling. Like he knows, I don't know if what his familiarity with Kang is, but he is seen in the trailer traveling in the air, like floating with like Scott Lang and company. So I'm just starting to think like maybe he obviously has this vendetta. He has a relationship with Hank Pym. Maybe he somehow transitioned to the good side before he bites the dust.
I like it. Let's do both.
Okay. So make a crossover and die.
Crossover. And another one, number 6, would be he dies.
Okay. Okay.
So then Bill Murray, less than 10 minutes screen time. Do we go crazy 5 minutes?
I got things for Bill Murray too that like it could be a
All right,
combo.
well, give me Bill Murray.
All right, right now. Yeah, let's do it. I think I think he has a vendetta against Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah, I agree. I think
where
like,
he is someone who is maybe was promised by Janet to be like, hey, if you get out of here, I'm going to go along with you. Maybe they had a romantic relationship. Maybe they had some sort of deal and she double crossed him. And she seems to be very like weary of returning to the quantum realm. Maybe it's not only because of Kang the Conqueror and what he's capable of and how he basically owns this realm, but also the enemy she has made along the way, including running into someone in the trailer who looks so welcoming, but we know maybe has a darker side to him, like a Bill Murray. Like he's not going to be playing just Bill Murray here. There's got to be some type of diversion. There's got to be some type of misdirection. So I think Bill Murray is basically evil.
Yeah, so I have him as this isn't my prediction. I have him as like the guy that they go to because Janet knows him and he can get them to Kang, the person they need to see, but he double crosses them or he's like,
ooh, he double cross. Bill Murray is Orlando.
yeah, that's a good one. Orlando, because of a certain situation that happened with Janet, or he's just too tight with Kang, can't double cross him because Kang's like Darth Vader. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was my like thinking of it.
That's pretty good. So I have it written down here. Tell me if you like this. Bill Murray has a vendetta against Janet Van Dyne and will double cross them and company.
Okay. On the graphic for keeping it concise, Bill Murray double cross. the
Yeah,
leggings.
Bill Murray double crosses. Okay, yeah, that's good. I like how you're writing it down. I'm typing it, but I'm sure you're gonna make it much more concise. All right. Do we go something more large scale or small scale here?
I have a big one.
I have a big one, and how about I throw out a small one here?
Okay.
And if we want to keep it, we'll just put it in here. If it's not big enough, we can eliminate it. Jimmy Woo, right? Jimmy Woo, right? Is like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they do the like Scott Lang has the card trick, right? And Jimmy Woo also shows up in WandaVision with the card trick. And so I think there's going to be Jimmy Woo making an appearance with a new trick that's going to be introduced between him and Scott. Something to be carried over later on in the universe.
I'm already writing it down. That's so good. I wish I thought of that.
Yeah, so I think that there's going to be something else where it's like how Paul Rudd introduces it. It's like Jimmy Woo is going to be like, hey, this is what I got. And then Paul Rudd's going to maybe at the end or maybe when they meet each other down the line, he's going to return the favor.
Yeah, yeah. Or at the end of the movie, he figures it out at the end, or tells him at the end, and then somehow relates to everything. I don't know. I love it.
Just something small. I just like things like that. It doesn't have to be like, oh my god, this character is going to appear. Like, let's
Right,
just think
right,
about it
right.
more like, hey, let's enjoy the small things, right? Let's just, as Blink-182 says, it's all the small things.
Enjoy the little things. Yeah, no, I like it. Number 8. Boom, done. 2 more.
All right, I thought you were gonna go. Sorry.
Oh, I can
Um,
go.
yeah. So I just threw that one out. Let's go.
So I'm brainstorming with this one because this is a big one. I don't think it's a bold prediction. So I think we'll need something else with it, and maybe you could help me out. Kang gets out of the quantum realm.
Not bold,
I
right?
know, but how can we make it bold?
So I was also considering like, will there be more than one variant of Kang in this movie?
I have another one that's big
So like
related to
maybe
variants.
like is this Kang going to die, but we find out there's another variant that is going to also maybe it's one that is somehow more powerful than the original Kang. He's gonna make it out, but I think the more the question is how he gets out, right? And are they all getting out together, right? These characters, or are they going out in different strands from the quantum realm back to the real world? The question is how they get there.
Yeah, and I could see if it's a variant getting out, how critically that's a mistake. Because you can't just be relying on variants for a whole universe. We
You
can't
need
just
the
keep
guy.
doing that. Yeah, you need your guy. We can't just be doing variants. But I do have a variance prediction for the next one. So yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know what's like the bold take here. We already did deaths. Like how does he get out? That's bold. I don't really see a bold aspect of it, but I feel like we
And
should
this
have something.
this builds my anticipation to seeing this movie because like you know that he's a player in the future of this universe, but how are the writers going to mold it in a way that makes sense where it's like, oh my god, that was an amazing way for him to actually like explode, show his power and what he can do. Like maybe it's a way that he controls time in a way that like, he can't control time in the quantum realm. Maybe there's somehow a way he can do so, like as he leaves. I don't know. This is a tough one. Maybe we put this on the side and then we go to the next one, see if we can workshop something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm gonna throw something out here. I got two more post credit ones to throw at you because I think there's gonna be more than one post credit here for the intro, like Phase 5 movie. I think Ghost is gonna make an appearance here to connect to the Thunderbolts. Okay. It might not be post credit. Honestly, it could be Ghost just appearing in the movie. And the Thunderbolts movie's coming. And I think it's already been confirmed that Ghost will be appearing in that film. Someone that hasn't gotten a lot of love at all. Not even just in the Ant-Man and the Wasp universe, but just by Marvel fans in general. Cool looking character. Someone that was like helped by Janet Van Dyne and the powers that she had. That's another potential prediction. Something that maybe with the powers that Janet Van Dyne has. But Ghost. I think there's gonna be some type of connection to Thunderbolts, but I have another more juicier post credit Fantastic Four reference.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just get to it.
Let's just go back to Ghost for a second. I had to Google Ghost when you said Ghost is going to make an
Lawrence
appearance.
Fishburne's daughter.
Yeah, I had to Google. I totally forgot. That just shows how like forgettable
But
Ant-Man
she's
and the
in the
Wasp is.
Thunderbolts, an upcoming movie, just like you assume the Young Avengers are assembling. Like
Forgot.
but I think
Just
Ghost.
forgot.
I would even I would just say she makes an appearance in this movie. But Fantastic Four, we've had a couple things. I think there's going to be at least two references to the Fantastic Four in
I
this movie.
so I wanted to say a Fantastic Four post credit scene because you hear like they should have casting done or starting it this month and things like that. Maybe they already did it and these rumors are already like they're false. They're just trying to do it and then post credit scene, boom.
Or they introduce one because the casting said they want to center on Sue Storm. Maybe the one post credit is Sue Storm.
Yeah, I agree. I really wanted to put that down, but I also thought like, all right, well, we're getting like post credit scenes. No matter what, you guess it right. It's bold. I was like, all right, I'll go with the Cassie Lang Thunderbolts.
The
And sure,
but the reports around this move around Fantastic Four have deterred me from saying this. I think it's almost safer if we just say two references throughout the movie to the Fantastic Four.
two.
Yeah.
Why not just one?
Uh I don't know because I feel like it'd be more exciting if there was two. I think there's one
But
obvious
like the
one
Fantastic Four, like aren't even here.
Because Nathaniel Richards is Kang, right? Descendant of Reed Richards. So I think
Let's.
he's going to mention Reed Richards.
I don't
And
think
then
it's a
there
guarantee.
you don't think so?
No,
But like we're trying to build up momentum. We've had people that haven't announced Comic Con. They had the opportunity to release the cast members. They chose not to do so. They've had months and months upon this movie's release. There's got to be some reveal regarding the Fantastic Four movie or some details that are going to be crucial to that first movie.
I don't think you have to do it. I would want to see it. And it makes sense. That's why like I personally like had one. I would go with one. I think that's bold enough.
So there's one there will be a reference to the Fantastic Four throughout the movie. How about that? There will be it's not a post credit, or it might be a post credit, but there's gonna be one reference to the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Um okay.
All right.
So we have nine.
Yeah. We have nine.
So we haven't said that we're gonna do the ghost appearance. We haven't committed to saying it's going to be a Kang prediction. I just want to throw one more thing out here before William Jackson Harper is going to be in this movie. All right, supporting cast member. Um, I think because people were saying, "Oh, is this the next Reed Richards?" I don't think he's the next Reed Richards, but I do think he's a former scientist from Pym Industries. Every single thing that he plays in a TV show, he is an intellect. He is he is very, very, very smart. And he's usually playing someone that is above like those who are around him. And we've only seen stills of him. I don't even think we've seen him in the trailer, if not for a second. I just think he is someone that's willing to help these this group, right? This Paul Rudd, the Scott Lang, and Hank Pym squad. I just think he's a former scientist that has a lot of knowledge regarding, and he might be someone from the past, and where like maybe time doesn't exist as much in the quantum realm. Like maybe like he just hasn't aged, and he's actually from the '60s, and maybe he even has a connection to the Fantastic Four. That sounds nuts, but I'm just saying like he is a scientist, and I think he's someone that's going to help them throughout the way.
I don't hate that. His name in the IMDb is Quaz. Um, so not doctor. I don't know. I don't. I think your logic makes sense. I'm on board with it. The problem is like these are 10 bold predictions. Is
We
that
gotta have a
like
Kang one. We gotta have a Kang one.
that's why I was trying to like brainstorm with you. Like I don't know what to do because it seemed
We see more than one variant of Kang.
I was thinking variants because I have one with more than one variant, Scott Lang.
Well, we already know we get that. We get like a bunch of different Scott Langs, like in the trailer. Know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, but I didn't know if those are like variants or just like imagination, like Kang doing messed up
Do you think there
stuff.
might be a diversion where it's you have Kang, like a variant of Kang pretending to be the alpha, and then he dies, and then like the alpha gets away?
That's another reason why they could be so polarizing.
I like that there is going to be another variant of Kang.
So you think, okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. In the trailer, does he call himself Kang the Conqueror?
No,
Okay, so then, yeah,
he
I'm
wouldn't
with you.
call himself King the
Or
Conqueror.
somebody
People say
did.
he's the King the Conqueror.
So maybe we're not. Man, I'm maybe Michelle Pfeiffer said King the Conqueror. I thought I heard it, but if it wasn't in the trailer, then I'm all for that because I think eventually we need Kang the Conqueror, one single Kang. So maybe, yeah, maybe this one is like that. What you were just saying, this isn't Kang the Conqueror.
Diversion. I
Yeah.
think like that's just like the wildest thing I could think of, but also conceivable.
So the Kang in this movie is not Kang the Conqueror.
I don't like when you say it like that.
That's what we're saying though.
What was the other prediction you had regarding Kang? We need 10. This is the last one. The Ghost one is also on the table, but we need Kang.
Well, like I told you mine, like it wasn't like mine. I wanted to brainstorm. It was break out the quantum realm. Like, how is he gonna do that?
Yep. Tough. I think we have to just go with there's going to be multiple variants of Kang and leave it like that.
I'm fine with that. I think that's bold in itself.
But the thing is, like, that's what's separating it from Loki, where like there is a variant in Loki, and this is like the guy. You know, this is the guy. Is there going to be two variants where like they're working together and like they're trying to have the alpha get away, and this one's willing to sacrifice himself? Like, I don't know, man. That's crazy. But
But
like,
like, I think another thing. Think of Loki at the end of Loki after Sylvie kills that version of Kang, right? The Peacekeeper Kang. Like, what happens? They're in the universe, and Kang's like that. That's clearly Kang the Conqueror. There, he has the statues up around the TVA. This is in the quantum realm. This isn't like this. Could be a different one. This could be.
okay. And I was also thinking about maybe having a Kang prediction regarding Janet Van Dyne and their relationship.
Like what?
I don't know. I just think like there could be something
She
where it's
worked
like
for Kang in the quantum realm.
maybe she worked for him or maybe she was an enemy of Kang. I think it's better if we're bold with there's going to be variants of Kang.
Okay.
And I think that's 10.
That
and
is
then
10.
on the bonus one will be there's a ghost appearance that will connect to the Thunderbolts film. Because everyone forgot who Ghost was.
I did. Hand up.
Right. So that's the bonus, right? Did you write them all down? I have them if you don't.
You can say it.
Let me just finish typing here. Parents of Kang. Good. All right. So running through it here. Prediction number 1. The 10 bold predictions for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Numero uno. This film will make over $760 million. Number 2. Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, will die in this film. Number 3. Scott Lang does not die in this film. Number 4. The post-credit scene will feature Cassie Lang meeting a younger hero or heroes to help develop the Young Avengers. The 5th, Modoc is going to make a crossover to the Scott Lang side, right? The quote-unquote good side in the 3rd act. Tying in, number 6, Modoc will die in this film. Number 7, Bill Murray has a vendetta against Janet Van Dyne and will double-cross them. I did the extended one. Sorry, Ricky Flex. 8, Jimmy Woo is going to introduce a new trick between him and Scott Lang. 9, we will get a Fantastic Four reference in this film. In number 10, the final prediction, there will be multiple variants of Kang the Conqueror in Quantumania. Ricky Flex, any adjustments we make?
I like him. I will say, if we did want to throw in the Ghost, I'm not saying I want to. I'm just saying if we wanted to, the one we would take out would probably be one of the Modocs.
So you want to just combine 6 and 7, like Ghost? Modoc will make a crossover to the Scott Lang side and then die, and then we do Ghost will appear to connect to Thunderbolts.
Do we have to combine them or just eliminate one?
Oh, so you're saying you get rid of mine?
No, you can get rid of mine.
So you're saying crossover to the good side. So like that sounds awkward. I'll tell you that.
No, let's just combine them.
Oh, I do. There's a better chance Modoc dies than he joins the good side.
That is true.
Replaced. So Ghost will appear to connect to Thunderbolts, and then we have another one, Modoc dies. Because like that kind of covers our bases, where it's like Modoc can stay on his side and die and shrivel up, and then have go out with a, I don't know, it'd be kind of like, I anticipate he's gonna be comedic relief in this movie, and then he doesn't have to die on the side of sacrificing himself, because Darren Cross was kind of a prick in the first Ant-Man.
Yeah,
You
no
know?
way he's not still a prick.
Yeah. All right. I like that better. Replace it. All right. So Ghost will appear to connect to the Thunderbolts film. All right. That's our 10 predictions for Quantumania. Enjoy the movie this weekend. You know Ricky Flicks and I will be doing so. Who cares about those Rotten Tomato scores? Throw them out the window. We're here to have a good time at theaters. We're here to promote the theater experience. And you know what? The Marvel Cinematic Universe does so.